You lose signal for 10 seconds. And suddenly, the world feels bigger. The little blue dot freezes on your phone. The street names disappear. The arrow stops moving. For a moment, you are standing in a city full of roads, signs, buildings, and lights, and somehow you do not know where to go. Now imagine a human standing in the wild 40,000 years ago. No road, no map, no compass, no satellites, no glowing screen whispering, "Turn left in 200 feet." Just grass, trees, stone, wind, rivers, stars, animal tracks, and a sky that changed every hour. And yet, ancient humans moved across enormous landscapes. They found water, they found caves. They followed herds, they returned to camp, they crossed forests, plains, coastlines, deserts, and mountains long before anyone drew a proper map. So the real mystery is not how they survived without GPS. The real mystery is why we think GPS is normal. Because for most of human history, navigation was not a device. It was a relationship with the world. A prehistoric hunter did not look at a landscape the way we look at scenery. To us, a hill is just a hill. A river is just a river. A strange tree is just something in the background. But to them, the land was full of instructions. A river did not just flow, it pointed. A mountain did not just stand there, it marked distance. A patch of bent grass could mean animals passed through. A line of birds could mean water nearby. The smell of damp soil could mean a stream hidden behind trees. The position of the sun could tell the time. The stars could hold direction through the night. Even the silence of a place could mean something had changed. They were not guessing, they were reading. The earth was the map, and every day, their survival depended on paying attention. Think about how modern directions work. We reduce the world into commands. Turn right, go straight, take the exit, arrive at destination. Simple, efficient, easy. But ancient navigation was not a list of instructions. It was a living memory. A hunter-gatherer might remember a place because of a broken tree near a stream, a red stone beside a slope, a bird nest above a bend in the river, or a dangerous marsh where the ground looked solid but swallowed your feet. The map was not flat. It had smell, sound, danger, food, weather, memory, and emotion. And that matters, because the human brain remembers places better when they are tied to meaning. You may forget a random street name, but you remember the corner where you almost missed the bus. You remember the hallway where you heard bad news. You remember the restaurant where someone broke your heart. You remember the path to your childhood home even years later. Your brain does not only store space, it stores experience inside space. Ancient humans lived inside that system every day. For them, forgetting a route was not annoying. It could be deadly. Walk too far from camp, and you might not find your way back before dark. Miss the water source, and the group could suffer. Follow the wrong valley, and you might enter another group's territory. Ignore the sky, and you might walk into a storm. So the brain learned the land like a story, not as a diagram, as a sequence of meaning. First, the bright rock, then the old tree, then the bend in the river, then the smell of wet reeds, then the place where the ground gets soft, then the hill where the wind hits your face. That was not primitive. That was sophisticated. Modern science gives us a clue why this worked. Deep inside your brain is the hippocampus, a structure strongly linked to memory and spatial navigation. It helps you build mental maps. It helps you connect places. It helps you know where you are in relation to where you have been. In other words, part of your brain is built to answer one ancient question. Where am I? And another, how do I get back? This is why movement matters. Ancient humans did not learn the world from above like looking at a map. They learned it from the ground, step by step. The slope under the feet, the angle of sunlight, the sound of water getting louder, the shape of shadows, the way the wind changed near open ground. Their bodies were part of the navigation system. Even walking itself was a kind of measurement. A person could estimate distance by time, effort, terrain, fatigue, and rhythm. A short walk over flat grass felt different from a short climb over loose stone. A route was not just measured in miles. It was measured in breath, muscle, and memory. And they were not doing this alone. Another forgotten part of ancient navigation was social memory. Stories carried maps. A parent could tell a child where the berries grew after rain. An elder could describe the safe crossing point in a river. A hunter could explain where animals moved when the dry season came. A group could remember places no single person had visited recently. Long before written maps, humans had spoken maps, not perfect, not digital, but alive. A story could preserve a route, a song could hold a sequence of landmarks, a warning could keep a dangerous place in memory for generations. This is one of the strangest things about human navigation. We did not only find our way with our eyes, we found our way with culture. The land outside became a map inside the group, and the group became a memory system larger than one brain. But there is a twist. Ancient humans were not magically better than us. They were not born with a supernatural compass. Their world trained them. Every trip was practice. Every mistake had a cost. Every landmark mattered. Every return journey strengthened the mental map. Their brains were not different in some mysterious way. Their attention was different. They had to notice what we ignore. We walk past buildings without seeing them. We cross streets while looking down. We let a blue dot decide where we are. We arrive without remembering the route. The phone gets us there, but it often keeps the journey for itself, and this may be the quiet cost of modern navigation. Not that GPS is bad. GPS saves time. It saves fuel. It saves lives. It helps us move through cities too large for ancient instincts. But when a tool does the remembering for us, the brain has less reason to build the map. The skill does not vanish overnight. It fades like an unused trail. The path is still there, but grass grows over it. You can feel this when your phone dies in an unfamiliar place. At first, panic. Then you start noticing things. A coffee shop on the corner, the slope of the street, the sound of traffic from the main road, the direction of the sun, the shape of a building you passed earlier. Suddenly, the old system wakes up. Not perfectly. Not like a prehistoric hunter, but enough to remind you that the blue dot was never the whole story. Your brain still wants to map the world. Your body still understands direction through movement. Your memory still attaches meaning to place. Some ancient part of you still asks, where is home? That may be the real reason. Ancient humans did not need GPS. They lived in a world that made them present. To survive, they had to pay attention to land, sky, weather, animals, distance, danger, and each other. They were not just traveling through the world, they were listening to it. And maybe that is what feels strange about us now. We have the most powerful navigation tools ever created. But many of us know less about the places we move through. We can cross a city without seeing it. We can follow a route without learning it. We can arrive at a destination while being mentally absent for the entire journey. The ancient human looked at the horizon and saw information. We look at a screen and see permission. Turn here. Go there. You have arrived. But maybe arrival is not the same as knowing where you are. The next time your GPS freezes, the silence may feel uncomfortable. But for a few seconds, something older than technology returns. You lift your head, you scan the street, you search for signs in the real world, and deep inside your brain, an ancient mapmaker opens its eyes.